Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Sasheen, and I am back. So, if you are tuned in to take one of this particular live stream, my apologies, but life sometimes hands you lemonades, and my son came home early, so I had to go answer the door and let him in and get him settled. So, forgive me if you were tuned in and I was rocking and rolling, and you were like, "Well, shoot, now she's gone." Sometimes life happens, and as a single mom and entrepreneur, businesswoman, I sometimes have to put on the mom hat above the business hat, and that's what happened. So again, if you were tuned in and you were kind of rocking and rolling with me, my apologies, but we're going to start again and just keep on going. So what we're talking about today is the gift of understanding, understanding what adversity means when it comes into your life, when it throws a little dirt on you. And I was using the analogy of working in the garden because I happen to like to grow things. And I have a real appreciation for the time and effort it takes to really cultivate good soil. But you don't get good soil until you get into the dirt. And so what I was talking about before I got whisked away was this idea that I could throw 10,000 seeds out onto a pile of dirt and nothing's going to happen. Nothing, it's just going to get me dirty. And my seeds are just going to be dirty. So when adversity kind of begins to uptick in your life, the things that we begin to do, if we're not clear on our purpose and we're not clear on the path that we're on and the things that we need to be doing step by step by step to get us to our goals, is we begin to get diverted. And so these tributaries of things start to become more important than the path. So when someone is flinging dirt, right, and it's sticking to us, it's just getting us dirty. There's no rhyme or reason. It could be people talking about you. It could be people, setting out to sabotage. It could be any number of things, and they're just throwing dirt. Well, here's the thing. The dirt is necessary. No, nobody wants to hear it. But the dirt of adversity, the thing that starts to get you dirty, is actually the thing that you need to cultivate good soil. Because, as any gardener will tell you, you can have all the dirt that you want outside, and it's not going to grow a damn thing. What you have to do is cultivate the soil. You have to figure out what's in that soil that's going to grow what the thing that you want it to grow. So that's the same thing about adversity. It is not the thing that you need to focus on. What you need to focus on is, what is it that I can input into this dirt? What is it that I can do to make this dirt become the soil that's going to grow me to the next level? A lot of really important people talk about this. And so I know that you've heard it 1,001 times, right? But the point I'm trying to make is, this has been kind of a rocky, rolly week. We've had the super full moon. We've had the equinox. There's all kinds of energy just pinging off the charts in terms, if you're into the woo part of life. But even if you're not, you've probably felt this kind of burgeoning energy bubble that seems to be consuming everybody, so that we're a little more inclined to fling a little dirt, honestly, and to have dirt flung at us. So here's my take on this. You need to start collecting that dirt and figuring out exactly what it is about this adverse moment that you need to take away from it. Because everybody flings dirt. Somebody's going to fling dirt at your dreams. Somebody's going to fling dirt at your life. Somebody's going to fling dirt at your goals. But what you need to remember and what you want to think about is, as every good gardener will tell you, that dirt has the potential to grow a mighty oak tree, right? Because the soil is what provides us with what we need to achieve our next level. And in the dirt, again, you can toss 10,000 seeds out on the grass and ain't nothing going to grow. It is not until you begin to cultivate the soil. So what does cultivating the soil look like? Well, if you're a gardener, you need oxygen, you need nitrogen, you need to test for any kind of heavy metals, you need to make sure you've got enough water. There's all kinds of things that you need to do to make your soil ready to grow fruit, right? That's the same thing in your life. When someone is flinging dirt your direction, you need to be thinking about, all right, how am I going to turn this dirt into some soil that I can use to grow something magnificent in my life? And the soil in our lives is our gratitude work. It's our mindset work. It's our organization. It's understanding what we're doing. It's having our goals written down. It's all the things, it's all the steps, right? And sometimes dirt's being flung at you because your soil is depleted, because you've stopped doing your gratitude work, because you've stopped doing your meditations, because you've stopped taking the time to journal with intention and purpose, because you haven't put in the work necessary for the thing that you're trying to achieve yet, because you're in a learning curve. Man, that learning curve is tough, right? When we want to start a new thing or level up our purpose to the next level, to the next goal, the next big goal, we get right back in the dirt again. And we're like, I don't have enough nutrients in this soil to grow anything that I'm dreaming about. That's okay. You can always amend the soil. That's a great term to think about. You can always amend the soil. You can always add more to. You can always make it work for you. You can always figure out the right formula. But what you can't do is stop working. Because part of amending the soil is getting out in your garden every day and working that garden. Now, what's the fruit of all this? Well, somebody flung some dirt. You took that dirt and said, I can make this work. I know what this is. I'm going to amend this soil until I get the fruit that I want. And what's the fruit? It's your next level purpose. It's the thing that you want the most, that drives you every single day when you get up, that propels you out the door, that propels you onto the phone, that propels you to stand up in front of that group of people and begin to talk about the thing that you really need for them to understand so that they invest in you. It's the fruit from that tree. It's that fruit that gets you working in your soil every single day. Every good gardener has a good pair of gloves, a good pair of gardening shears, a little hand trowel, a little hand shovel, basically, and seeds, the seeds that they want to plant. Your seeds are your purpose. Your seeds are the purpose that you're going to plant in the new ground that adversity has allowed to come to you. And so here's my take on adversity. You combat adversity by growth. You combat adversity by looking at what's being flung at you, recognizing that some people are just throwing dirt. Don't let them sweat you. Don't let them stress you. Some folks just like to throw dirt. That's what we do with that. But sometimes dirt is useful, and somebody might fling some red clay your direction, and you realize, oh, wait a minute, I actually could grow this new kind of thing with some red clay, so thank you. Thank you for flinging that red clay my direction, because now I know that I've got a little bit of dirt that I can amend into some soil that's going to grow me to my next level of purpose. That is my message for you today. If you are still wondering why dirt is being flung at you and what you can do about it, if adversity feels like it's just huge and overwhelming, I would ask you to start thinking about, are you wallowing in the valley of the shiny objects because you're afraid that the people who are flinging dirt are right? Oof. Are you chasing, my hairs are working outside. Are you chasing around behind procrastination in social media? Are you putting on the cloak of imposter syndrome because you think that perhaps there's too much dirt and you don't know how to get out from underneath it? Have you stopped working on your soil? Have you stopped doing your gratitude practices? Have you stopped doing the work necessary that got you to this place in your life, and you've gotten to the point where you're comfortable, you just don't want to grow? And then here comes some dirt and you're like, oh shoot, I've forgotten what it feels like to have to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't really belong here. Maybe they're right. That's the imposter syndrome coming to talk into your ear and convince you that amending your soil is not going to work. That soil's overworked and depleted. You can't do that. And you know what? You take the new dirt and you make new soil. This is my message for you on Thursday. If you have dirt being thrown your way, adversity, take the time to figure out if you need that adversity or if it's just time to let it go. Some of y'all are hanging on to adversity that's 20 years old. That's 25 years old. That's 35 years old. Good Lord, that's 45 years old. It's time to let that go. Look only at the adversity that brings your purpose to a halt and says, hang on a minute, because it might be time for me to level up. It may be time for me to do something different. So let me look at this dirt that's being flung my direction. Let me look at this adversity that's coming and see if there's a message here. Because remember, maybe I need a little red clay. Maybe I need a little nitrogen rich. Maybe I need a little oxygen rich. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to work that soil. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to make sure I've got my practices in place. And then I'm going to grow myself to the next level of my perfection, because that is what we all want to achieve. All right, I hope this Teaching Thursday has found you with some interesting information that you find useful as you are moving yourself on to the next phase of your life. Again, if you haven't noticed, I'm starting to talk about the one-on-one sessions with me that are opening up April 15th, not before then, that are opening up April 15th, that will be focused on helping you get out of the dirt, start amending your soil, and finding the purpose of your next level so that you can achieve it with minimal fuss, a lot less drama, and a whole lot more fun. All right, if you're interested in that, you want to hit me up at support@sashiamobley.com. It is an interview and an application process, not just open to the general public. Otherwise, please take this information, like it, share it, pass it on, because we all need to hear that we're all gardeners and we all have fruit to grow. Bye, everybody.